Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Brahma Viharas, the final chapter, Joy. Really lovely practice. The practices of cultivating joy for ourselves, and then we extend it out gradually to others, to loved ones, which is the practice that we're doing today. Then we'll extend this joy out to strangers and to people we don't like very much. I call those the challenging people. Then to groups, and then to the entire world. So something to look forward to there. Tomorrow I'll be departing from the guided meditation structure, and I'll be doing a talk, a Q&A, more information about how how the practices of joy can be brought into our life, how they start to make a difference, how they start to manifest. Because it is challenging. The first phrase, may I enjoy the activities of life itself. Well, I know that, I've gotten a lot of questions about that phrase already. So I think that's quite challenging, right? When we really think about what does that mean? So tomorrow I'll be addressing that question and several others, hopefully, time permitting, that I've received. So today what we'll be doing is a guided meditation. First, we'll bring the phrases of joy to our own heart. And so if this is your first time joining me, we go into the silence of meditation. We start with the breath, the body, the sounds of the present moment. That's all present moment experience. And so we start each meditation by grounding our awareness into the here and now. So after we do that for a few minutes, we'll bring these very precious phrases of joy to our own heart. And we move through that stage rather briskly, because really the idea of today's practice is to bring this to a loved one. So we'll only spend maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds with each phrase. Just really getting a feel for what our life would look or be like if each phrase was completely reflective of our life circumstance, completely true for how we live our life. The next stage of the practice, we visualize a loved one. Now, ideally, we don't want to use somebody here that we have a romantic relationship with. Use a family member, a very close friend. You could even use a pet, that's fine. And then you send these gifts of joy, and you actually can visualize them receiving that gift and bringing it to their heart. And then you visualize what their life would look or feel like if each phrase was completely reflective of their life circumstance. Now, there might be a resistance to the phrase. Your mind might start to say, that'll never happen, that's not possible, I don't know how to do that. Those are all resistances. We don't try to change that. We just rest in the experience of resisting that form of joy. There might be an opening. You might feel, oh yes, that's very joyous, I feel happy, I feel blessed. Beautiful. Rest in that. There might be no response. Bring the phrase to your heart, to the heart of the loved one, and nothing happens. You don't feel much at all. That's fine too. That's just a sign that the seeds are being planted for future experiences of joy to manifest. Okay, so while we're getting ready here, select a loved one that you might want to work with. It's good to have somebody at the onset of the practice, somebody in your mind that, I would love to extend joy to this loved one. You might actually see the things that they might need that would bring them joy, or that could help them enjoy things just as they are, like that. Whatever that might be for that particular person's situation. And so I'll ring the sound of the bell, and we'll rest in the present moment. And then we'll offer these phrases to our own heart, then to the heart of a loved one. Then we'll come back to the present moment at the end of the practice. Enjoy. So allowing the body, mind, and heart to rest. Just coming into this present moment experience. Noticing the breath as it enters and leaves the nose. Noticing the breath as it touches the back of the throat. You might simply notice the temperature changing from cooler to warmer at the nose and the back of the throat. And allowing the rib cage to expand and contract, noticing the sensations there, perhaps clothing moving to adjust with the rising and falling of the body. You might also notice the abdomen rising and falling with each breath. Noticing the back moving out as you breathe in and in as you breathe out. Noticing the shoulders rising and falling with each breath. You might also notice the body straightening up slightly as you inhale and leaning forward slightly as you exhale. And as you breathe in and breathe out, you might also notice the sensations of feet against the mat or the floor. Sensations of clothing against the legs. You might notice the weight of the body against the cushion or chair, mat or floor. And perhaps noticing sensations of clothing against the back. And you might also notice the hands resting against the body or touching each other. The arms resting against the body. There might be sensations of clothing against the shoulders. Perhaps noticing sensations arising from the back of the neck. Sensations arising throughout the face, including the lips, the nose, the eyes, and the forehead. Noticing any sensations arising from the top of the head. While resting there with the breath and the body, You might also notice the sounds of the present moment. You don't need to focus on any one particular sound, but noticing the entire field of sounds. Hearing all of the sounds all at the same time. And in addition to any sounds, paying close attention to the quality of still silence within this present moment. When we listen to the silence of the present moment, we might notice how that stillness, that silent space, seems to surround each sound. And so we'll rest right there just for a few moments, maintaining open, spacious awareness on the sensations of the breath, the body, silence and sound, and just rest. And now, while resting in this present moment experience, we'll begin offering these very precious phrases of joy to our own heart, as if we were bringing our heart the most precious, rare gift. With each phrase, visualizing or imagining what our life would look or feel like if each phrase was completely reflective of our life circumstance. May I enjoy the activities of life itself. May I enjoy things just as they are. May I experience the world taking joy in all that I do. May I know what to do, whatever arises. And now, while breathing in and breathing out, allowing a visualization to arise in the mind's eye, visualizing a loved one. And if you can, just seeing this person clearly in your mind's eye, If visualization is difficult, you can say this person's name a few times, getting a feel for their presence. And we'll begin offering these very precious gifts of joy to our loved one's heart. With each phrase, we'll spend about a minute or so visualizing or imagining what their life would look or feel like if each phrase was completely reflective of their life circumstance. May you enjoy the activities of life itself. May you enjoy things just as they are. May you experience the world taking joy in all that you do. May you know what to do, whatever arises. May you enjoy the activities of life itself. May you enjoy things just as they are. May you experience the world taking joy in all that you do. May you know what to do, whatever arises. And breathing in and breathing out, allowing any visualizations in the mind's eye to dissolve. You can let those fade back into the open, spacious awareness from which they came. bringing attention and awareness to the sounds of the present moment. And as you rest, simply listen to the present moment, noticing how sounds cascade through the silence of the present moment. And while resting there with the silence and sound, bringing attention to the sensations of feet against the mat or the floor, sensations of clothing against the legs, noticing the weight of the body against the cushion or chair, mat or floor. There might be sensations of clothing against the back. Sensations of hands resting against the body or touching each other. Noticing the arms resting against the body. Sensations of clothing against the shoulders. There might also be sensations arising from the back of the neck and the sides of the neck. Sensations arising from the cheeks of the face, the lips and the nose, the eyes and the forehead. Noticing any sensations arising from the top of the head. And while resting there with the sounds and silence and the sensations arising throughout the body, noticing the breath as it enters and leaves the nose, the breath touching the back of the throat, noticing the rib cage expanding and contracting with each breath, the rising and falling of the abdomen as you inhale and exhale. Perhaps noticing the back moving out as you breathe in as you breathe out. The shoulders rising and falling with each breath. And so we'll rest right there just for a few moments, maintaining that open, spacious awareness on the silence and sounds, body and breath, and just rest. So thank you very much for joining me today for this offering joy for our loved ones, guided meditation. Also a reminder, if there are any questions that come up in regards to this practice or any type of meditation practice at all, please do send them along. I'm hosting a Q&A session tomorrow. I do have some questions that I'm intending to get through, but always room for more. So if you have some questions or comments that you'd like to hear addressed, happy to do that. And tomorrow won't be the last Q&A. There'll be others too. So if If it's down a list, I'll get to yours eventually. A couple of announcements. If you've been following me on Facebook Live on the New Life Foundation page, I'm only live on New Life Foundation's page on Mondays and Thursdays. Otherwise, you can find me on my Such Sweet Thunder page or my personal profile page. I'm running that live as well. Also live on Instagram. A couple of announcements. July 3rd at 6 p.m. I'm giving a Dharma talk on a radical embrace of the present moment. It's this practice that I've kind of designed off of two different practices coming from the Tibetan traditions. It's a practice that I call Such Sweet Thunder. And I'll be outlining that practice in the form of a Dharma talk at the Bodhi Tree Cafe 2 in Chiang Mai. That's July 3rd at 6 p.m. That will also be live on Facebook and Instagram as well. July 4th at 2 p.m., I'll be giving a Dharma talk on loving kindness. That'll be a beautiful, beautiful talk, also live on Facebook and Instagram as well. That's 2 p.m. at Chiang Mai Holistic Healing Center in Chiang Mai, North Thailand. Then July 17th to the 24th, I'm hosting and facilitating a semi-silent meditation retreat. The theme of the retreat is also loving kindness. Beautiful practice. That's 7.5 days. The first day is a check-in day, and I give a Dharma talk that evening, and the retreat really 18th. There's more information about the meditation retreat on the New Life Foundation website, but I'll be posting it here on Facebook and Instagram as well. Also on my website, www.suchsweetthunder.org. Thank you very much. We'll see you all again tomorrow. Stay safe, stay clean, stay healthy, whatever that means for you. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much.